Okay guys, I just gotten back from putting about 250 rounds through my Walther PPS 40. Did pretty good. I did get 2 misfeeds where the bullet got jammed in here. I'm going to try to post some pictures up. It only happened maybe 3 times out of 250 rounds. Not too much for me to really complain about. But today we're going to do a full breakdown and cleaning. We're going to even take out the firing pin, and we're going to pull the innards out of the poly frame. Alright, so I guess we get started here. I've already taken the clip out. We just make sure for safety that it's empty. I'm going to try to take this apart as slowly as possible so everybody out there can see what I'm doing. Going to put these to the side. Give us a little bit more room for our pieces. Taking this firing pin out, I depressed this. I also got a video on actually just taking the firing pin out. Alright, so we take a look on the inside here. It's not that bad. You guys can do a comparison from with the other videos after 200 some rounds before we put the cleaning products on and clean them up. I'll let you get a pretty good look at what it looks like afterwards. So we can get a good before and after. Okay. Alright, so here in these locations, to pull out the innards, you have to push this pin, pull out this piece, pull out that rear piece. Now I gotta make sure I take my back strap off. And we're gonna work the inside out. Okay, so you can see my frame. Take this spring out. And I'll show you how to put this back in right quick, just in case this pops out for you guys, so you don't freak out. It's kind of simple. And this is what they upgraded when they had the slide lock problem. The upgraded version is this one with the spring. And don't worry about it if it won't stay in, because when you get ready to assemble the gun, it'll all stay in place as the gun goes back in. Okay, take a look at that spring piece. Just make sure not to lose it. Don't want it flying across the room like it did me. Alright, let's go ahead and start spraying everything down. after we sprayed it pretty good with cleaner, we're going to let it sit for about 5 minutes. Then we're going to come back with our patches. I'm going to wipe it down. Use my brush a little bit. Get in some places I can't get. And if by coincidence this pin comes out, which it goes right here in the trigger, it's no big deal. It just slips back in like that. It pops out on me. I think we're ready for my wipe down with my patches. All these pieces I got out here, I don't think I see any more pieces I need to clean off. And this is the way I've been finding to clean out the firing pin area. We call that around here squeaky clean. Okay, well, it's time for some alcohol. The product that I use recommends pouring alcohol using 91% alcohol, and I notice it does work really good when I do so. And as you can see, the alcohol dries pretty quickly. Let's remove any dirt that's left on. And it dries fairly quickly when you use 91%. So it's just a matter of wiping the parts off and getting them ready for reassembly. And then we're gonna oil it. If you would ask me how I'm liking my Walther PPS 40, I like it a lot. It's just it does have a lot of recoil. Makes it hard to zero in on a target and keep shooting at the same target. But accuracy is dead on. I always hit my target. I'm gonna post some shots of my targeting. Buff this feed ramp the best way I can. And all I'm doing, trying to make that feed ramp nice and shiny. That's pretty darn clean. I get my microfiber cloth. We go over it real good. Dry it off. Alright, so I'm drying all my parts off. That'll be the next step. I apologize, guys, it's taking so long. I'm having a little bit more fun than I should be. Alright, parts came out all nice and clean. Take a look at that feed ramp. The piece itself. Time for the reassembly. Alright. First is that little trigger piece that I was telling you that sometimes falls out. And it goes right in here. I don't know if you can see this. Just line the hole up, drop the pin in, wiggle it till it's all the way through, and it's going to sit loosely, so be careful. It may fall out again on assembly. Alright, and for the other two pins, this is the front pin. It has the groove in the front. This is the rear pin. It's flat. We're gonna put this back on. So first thing I do is stick the metal piece on. As so, and you see it will hang loose. It goes on perfectly. Okay. So you want to make sure you hold on to that because it does pop off. Okay. And then you line your gun up. Make sure you keep your finger by that pin. Make sure you keep your opposite finger by the pin because it will fall out as you're trying to put it in the pin. Now we're ready for reassembly. I have to put this pin in first, and it just slides into this little groove in the front and sits in there like this. You have to put that in before you put this in. It's hard trying to put it together and show people at the same time. Like I said, this is my first time doing this. Okay, so now it slides back onto the frame. Pretty tight, pretty well. As you see, everything lines up nicely. Alright, so we'll see in. Put our first pin in the front. You slip the pin in, you press down on the clip, you push it all the way down, you get your tool. Voila, that's locked in place. And then you just push the rear pin all the way in. Alright. I paused it while I hammered in so it wouldn't be a lot of loud noise. But you just hammer that in with a pin made for, you know, gunsmithing. Alright, so we're gonna oil it and put it back together. This firing pin, I think, is one of those self-lubing parts, because no matter what, this piece at the end always stays lubricated. You can comment, post your comments on that, let me know if that is true. But I'm gonna actually put this back in. You know what, I'm gonna run the lube and grease on it first. Alright, here's our lube. Couple contact points. And I've been actually doing all metal parts. And then kind of work it in here on the top with my finger. And here I normally put small amount here, here, there, and then some here. Then I get my grease. Let me put some on this barrel. Here. Gonna run our grease down through here. this in real good. To my barrel. And my cloth has some of that grease on it, and I'm just using it to run down and rub over certain things that I want to stay lubricated. And I oil down my whole gun and then actually wipe it off at the end. Those are saying, what is he doing? Because after that, you put that alcohol on it, it pretty much just sucks it dry. That looks pretty good. Everything looks like it's ready for assembly. Just gonna wipe down some of these metal pieces in here. Alright, so let's go ahead and start putting this back together. Fire and pin. I wiped a little bit of my grease out by accident. Let me run some through here. Put the barrel in. Wow, I always rotate it. I'm always doing this. I'm rotating it when I'm putting it in instead of dropping it in flush. I'm sticking it in at an angle and it's getting caught. Let me wipe this piece down some. it look like we're ready to raring to go. Okay, for a second there, I did notice an issue with the back strap. When I took off and broke everything down, I noticed that this tab piece that takes the back strap hung lower. So what I did to fix that is I actually put a clip in there that was empty. I racked the slide, dropped the clip, stuck the piece into the groove, and pressed in and up, and it clicked in. But other than that, pretty much ready to go. Fully cleaned, nice and oiled up for us. So this was a field stripping and cleaning of my Walther PP40. It was a complete strip all the way down to separate the innards from the poly frame. You can see once I wipe it off, it comes out pretty nicely. Alright guys, again, well, I hope that helps some of you out there. Leave your comments, subscribe, thumbs up if you like it.